Brothers and others, we are gathered here today to get to this thing called hot. Okay, maybe not. We are still the University of Smooth, the hottest institution on the internet, the institution that still does not mansplain. Back at it, second segment on mansplaining, this time strategy for you to remove this behavior from your life. We start with values of all places. We've said a few times on this channel, on our other content, which we highly recommend you devour greedily, that you are here and you listen to our content because it matters to you that you are unattractive and that you want to be more attractive. That is, it is important for you to become an attractive man so that you will not lose out on opportunities because you lacked value and you shot yourself in the foot through self-sabotaging behaviors like mansplaining. Why is that value system critical? It is not a moral code, it is simply a value system based on what you want in life. If you don't want this in life, or you're skeptical of the University of Smooth, you're just auditing this class. You heard about us through the grapevine. Some other people were talking about us and they said, dude, you've got to check out Nixon's class. Stick around for a while. We're glad you're here. Listen, be a skeptic for a while, but we are speaking to the man who says, nope, this matters to me enough that I am going to take action to eliminate unattractive behaviors from my life and build value to become more attractive. That value system, that calibration towards prioritizing attractive behaviors is necessary because the bulk of this work involves acknowledging mistakes, reflecting on mistakes that you have made, especially when they involve lecturing in social settings to women or to men and going, yep, I fucked that up. That will cover 90% of these behaviors. This process, this reactive process that says, it matters to me that I behave more attractively and I eliminate these bad habits. I was talking to a girl for a while, or I was in a social setting and I got suckered into running my mouth about the election, or I talked about fantasy football to some girl and she never texted me back. You name it. All you're doing is going, yep, mess that one up. I'm gonna try and get better the next time. This is not Catholic confession where you have to come in and sacrifice yourself at the altar of the University of Smooth. Though, actually, you know what? Go ahead, come in. Let's do it. We'll do a sacrifice or two. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll be interesting. Who knows? Regardless, acknowledge those mistakes and move on. If you do simply this, you will remove 90% of your mansplaining impulses. The other 10% I chalk up to affirmation. Reflection and these little mini confessions, that is reactive. Affirmation is proactive. It's taking time each morning, about 8 seconds at most, and saying, I do not lecture, I do not lecture, I do not lecture, I do not lecture. That helps you reorient your mindset towards being the type of man who doesn't lecture in social situations. From experience, I had this impulse to either show off or become self-righteous about any number of issues that mattered to me. They killed a lot of relationship opportunities for me, and when I reoriented my values to make this a priority, I found it easy to get 90% of this bad habit under control. From there, the affirmations, after a handful of months doing both, this knocked the problem down from like sporadic 7+ out of 10 or a 4 out of 10 baseline down to less than 1. I barely even have the impulse to lecture anymore because this work was so effective. The beauty about this type of behavior, the great thing about some of these isolated unattractive behaviors, once you know you're doing it and you know it's inconsistent with your values, it's pretty easy to eliminate. It's pretty easy to move past this. We're here to help. Our content will help you. This one is a very, very solvable problem in your life. And once you get rid of it and get it under control, then you can focus on building your own value. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, and follow You Smooth for more content.